Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we are going to do Mind of Argentum Metallicum. So the theme is the person has to perform intellectually and express himself through speech, singing, writing, etc. So Argentum, that is silver, belongs to the second line of metals in the periodic table where it lies between copper and gold. So, like other remedies, Argentum Metallicum sees his survival in performance and defense. So, the metals of second line are concerned with show. Silver is a showy metal, a shiny metal, a showpiece of human society. So, a good orator is called silver tongued. Funnily enough, Argentum Metallicum has the symptom tongue has a silver coating. So it is said, silence is golden, speech is silver. Silver is not the noble one, but always the showy one. So there is a strong intellectual component in Argentum Metallicum. Kent says it singles out mainly the intellectual faculty, it scarcely affects the emotions. So, the Argentum Metallicum situation is one where the person has to perform intellectually and express himself through speech, singing, writing, etc. And also has to defend himself by intellectual speech and words. So, in Argentum Metallicum, one of the most important symptoms is aggravation from using voice, aggravation from speaking, singing, and mental exertion. So he can argue and fight very strongly and hard, not only for himself but also for others. So he has the ability to convince others and win over the opposition with intellect. Hence, the Argentum Metallicum person would make a very good lawyer or salesman. So, he sees himself as a weak person internally who will be attacked and finished unless he defends himself strongly, often intellectually. So, the situational materia medica of Argentum Metallicum is that he has been forced by his parents to perform, to be a performer, to demonstrate his intellect, his skills, his talents, his brain power. So, the parents expect the child to show the world how talented he is, and the child feels this as the condition for acceptance by his parents. So, given this kind of expectation, the person tries his best, talks, sings, but at a point he cannot do it any longer and collapses. So, the voice is lost, power is gone. He can't live up to the expectations any longer. So, he alternates, like Aurum alternates between I am highly moral and I am highly immoral and have sinned away the day of grace. Between I am high performer and I am not good enough. I can't perform anymore. I am useless. So either his intellect is highly developed or he can't remember and he is confused, has loss of mental power. Everything in Argentum Metallicum is about mental power. The child is expected to have high mental power and to demonstrate it, show it, express it. Constant need to show by using his mental power and by speech. When he feels forced to perform, there is both anger and fright. It shares this with Argentum nitricum, which has anxiety before performance. So, in anger, there is rage, and when provoked, he can react with striking. It has the symptoms cough from anger or jerking from anger. He can go out of control, he loses his balance and control slowly over time. The mind and body give up the struggle and go into deep seated degeneration. So he develops vocal cord nodules and can hardly sing or speak. His cartilages and condyles become thick and so he cannot move freely. So the limbs feel powerless, becomes tired and weak, emaciated. So he loses his mental power and becomes almost insane. The organs that he requires for performance and show are the ones that are chiefly affected. So writer's cramp is also an expression of an ailing Argentum Metallicum. In this failed state, he has no control over his mind, voice, or movements and even does unaccountable things. Argentum Metallicum make good public speakers, clergymen, persons who lecture using logic and intellect rather than what they really felt or experienced. Musicians, singers, writers, novelists are also required to do the same, use their intellect and show off their talent of expression or expertise. So they argue well because they rationally and logically analyze things and also present their argument articulately. Being good speaker, they are often quoted. So there are two opposite sides in Argentum Metallicum. On the one hand, you have great inclination to talk. His mind is very clear. He argues with facility, is inclined to laughter and loquacity. And on the other hand, you have the opposite. In society, is indisposed to talk. Also, you have the symptom paralytic weakness or much inclined to move. Feel as if she had more power. He can experience himself as very small and sometimes feels pursued by something huge. So here it can be compared to Argentum nitricum. Argentum metallicum bears a close resemblance to medorinum, palladium, and lachesis. With medorinum, it shares the feeling of inner weakness which he is trying to cover up with egotism. Both have anticipatory anxiety as in stage fright. Both palladium and argentum metallicum have chauviness and longing for the good opinions of others. It shares with Lachesis its emphasis on speech and communication and its egotism. So the difference between the two is that Argentum Metallicum is concentrated exclusively in the field of intellect, whereas Lachesis is a jack of all trades. As an observation, writer says, I have seen that Argentum Metallicum either has great love for gold or total contempt for it, sometimes referring to it despairingly as the yellow metal. Thank you.